Well, this is exciting. At least it's exciting for me, for two reasons. Number one, I'm glad to be back in 2 Point Museum. I'm excited to see what we can do going forward. And number two, there has been an update. The 2.0 update, in fact, for 2 Point Museum, which makes thieves a little bit easier to deal with. It adds something like 23 new types of wallpaper and flooring, which is pretty cool. There's 2 new items in the staff room, and there's a few other things, little quality of life improvements that I think are going to make my museum just that little bit better, and yours as well. There will be a link in the video description if you want to check out all of the patch notes in or for update 2.0. But with all of that out of the way, let's get to it. Let's get back into the museum. It's been too long. We have things that we need to do, and I want to get to work. I also want to take a moment and say that I'm not entirely convinced that the wording of Curator Class 5 hasn't changed since my last episode, and there's one of 2 reasons for that. It turns out that the version of this game that I was playing for this entire series up until this point was the version that I was sent to play this a little bit early, and I forgot to turn off that version of the game and update it to the release version of the game. So the wording of that might have been different back then, or it was changed in the 2.0 update. Either way, I don't remember what this said exactly, but I am certain that it didn't say receive 2 more stars. It said something like earn 2. I don't know what it was, but either way, we need to earn 1 more star, and we're going to be doing it with this museum. Now, to make that happen, we are going to want to get ourselves this plot just over here, which means we need to display exhibits from 4 different themes. So we're going to pin this objective because that's what I want to focus on today. That is my goal. And I think the way we're going to do this is by creating potentially a tiny little science exhibit or a space exhibit. I'm thinking space is what I want to go for because I was looking at this corner and thinking it's pretty bare. It's pretty barren. There's not a lot going on down here. We could have some fun with this. And I realized we also have the slab over here. We've made the Courage the Cowardly Dog references before, I am sure, but return the slab if you know the reference. Anyway, my thinking with this, when I looked at it and thought of space, and I don't know if anyone else is going to kind of make this connection, is that it looks a bit like a monolith. And for some reason, it reminded me of No Man's Sky, which is a space exploration game. There was a whole controversy around it when it came out. It's actually kind of fun now, but that kind of got me thinking that while this is a prehistory exhibit, I might include it in my space section of the museum just because it's a slab. It looks kind of sci-fi. So that's what I'm going to do. And so the way I'm going to do that is by taking this guy out and this guy out. And then what I want to do is go in here and build some walls. Now you're going to have to bear with me. I am going to be slightly out of practice when it comes to this game. It has been a minute since I last played it, but I'm thinking we could put the space archway right here. And I think that's kind of cool. And then over on this side, I'm going to do the same thing, just not with a space archway, because this is leading into what is clearly a prehistory part of the museum. So I think we could just do the prehistory arch right here, which looks a little bit silly, but you know what? I'm okay with that. I'm totally okay with that. I would like to move these guys over just a little bit because I want to move that prehistory banner into this space so that it kind of makes a little bit more sense. And you know, we could probably put some banners just outside here as well, just for a little bit of decoration. So I don't know, one of these guys could live, I want to say here-ish is kind of where these guys could live. So we can do one right there if the game is going to let me, which it is. And we can do one just over here. They don't have to be perfectly aligned. I'm not really looking for anything like that. We can go in and change it out for this guy. We'll change you out for this one. And that just sort of points you towards the prehistory exhibit, which is what we're looking for. I might change the flooring in here as well, because, well, actually, no, we have kept the red carpet for all of prehistory. We did change it in here for the cold weather stuff. So maybe the lobby carpet can be changed. Why have I got the game paused while I'm doing this? Maybe the lobby carpet could be changed out for one of the new ones. We do have things like marble diamond blues. We have marble squares cold. In fact, some of these new floors would be perfect for this space up here, as would some of the new wall textures. We have wild ice wallpaper, which I think looks pretty cool, although I don't know if it's going to fit in here at all, so maybe not. That's a little unfortunate. We might, you know, looking at this, I don't think we've got much that we could go for. We could go for the snow floor. Let's give that a shot and see how that plays out if I change this. Ooh, do I like that? I don't know that I do. I think that might have looked better for a replacement for the carpet, but now I don't remember what I had down there already. Was it this guy? Was it the ice floor? It was definitely the ice floor. Let's try the snow right there. And you know what? I don't like that either. Let's just change that back to, I think it was this. Yeah, I'm gonna say it was that. I don't know if it was. I don't know if we've got any other alternatives other than like diamond blue or admittedly, let's try this. I'm gonna try all of the new ones. Oh no, definitely not. What I would like to try is this wavy wooden floor for the main lobby here. And I've got to say, I don't know why it's called wooden wavy, but it looks kind of fantastic. I really, really like that. It would probably look great with some some red carpets in here, like the crimson carpet or the red carpet. We're not going to go creepy because we've used that elsewhere. I'm going to try this teal one, although that might be good for space. You know what? It doesn't matter. I'm not getting that lost in the sauce. We're just going to do something like this. I think that looks great. I think that's fine for the lobby, I guess. I think it's good enough. I might do this and I might just do this to sort of give us a little, you know what? I'm going to do that in all the corners. I'm gonna oh wait, no, that's starting to look, if that was a little bit longer, that would start, okay. You know, I'm just gonna get rid of those rounded corners. I think I can't unsee what I was making there, man. I don't know if anyone else caught what shape that was going to turn into, but I've kind of ruined. There we go. That helps. We're just going to do this is what we're going to do. It's just going to be that. That's fine. We're going to move on very swiftly from what I was about to do. Now, I was going to play around with these simple navy panels in this area, but I realized if it's going to be a space exhibit, we should probably just do the space walls and then maybe play around with some different little textures here and there when we get a chance to do that. But for now, I'm kind of thinking space walls for all of this, which might look weird with the slab, but I think we can get away with it. I'm relatively content with the idea of this being a spacey sort of exhibit. I think that'll work. Do we have any good blue floors that I could put in here? We could do the star floor for all of this, which is where the exhibit, no, that's too much. That is definitely too much. The blue squares really don't work for me. None of this really matters. We have no cold squares, not interested. You know, it's interesting. I can tell that it's been forever since I played this game because I am now spending forever decorating a space that really doesn't matter. But I think this is sort of what we're going to go for. We have a lot of different shades of colors going on here that I don't necessarily love, but I think this is what we're going to go for. I am going to take out pretty much everything that isn't essential right now because I want to redecorate this space and I want to get some space exhibits in here. So these banners, I want them right up front and center. I would like to move the donation bins just into the back, which does put them out of the way, but I'm probably not going to put much else in this space. So I'm kind of okay with them being back there. It frees up a lot of this area, which is great. We obviously have our info board directly opposite this guy, which I'm going to pause and see if I can get something a little bit better. Like the glass info stand might be better. I don't think it makes that much of a difference. I actually really don't think it makes that much of a difference. I don't think the actual info board that we use really matters other than for the range. So basically a larger info board can be further away. Like this one can be super far away from the exhibit, but we're not going to have it super far away from the exhibit. So actually the wall info stands might just be perfect for this guy. Something like just the wide one that we had might genuinely be all that we need for it. So it can live right about there, which I'm fine with. We also have these maps, which I haven't played around with too much. So I'm going to put one there. I'm going to put one. Oh, I'm not going to put one there. Never mind. It's not going to live there at all. We could do some maps down here, though. We'd be blocking some windows, but honestly, I don't know if I care too much about that. We haven't really played with these things yet, so I think it seems only fair that I get an opportunity to do that. We also have a map kiosk that we should play with at some point. There's also, I mentioned some new security stuff. There's a 360 security camera that can go in here now, which is very cool. And the outdoor security camera post can be placed indoors now. That is part of the 2.0 update. As well as the fact that criminals used to be scared of security cameras. They would see a security camera and they would run away. They're not going to do that anymore, which is actually kind of a huge deal. That's a really cool thing, because that means that what happens now is they get seen by a security. Why am I making this purple with a teal floor? What am I doing? What am I doing? Let me get the cream paneling here. That might, yeah, that looks a little bit better. That actually looks, oh wait, no. I didn't want to do all of that, but whatever. Yeah, so they won't run away from security cameras anymore. They will get spotted by a security camera, and then security will go out and security will deal with them, which I think is good because it gives us more opportunities to actually catch them now, which is sort of the point. I actually really like those cream walls. I think it looks kind of fantastic. All right. So with all that waffling out of the way, with everything said and done, we should probably go in to hire some staff. We should have a look at our experts. We are going to be looking specifically for a space expert, I guess. Yeah, we'll send out an ad for a space expert, which seems like a really great idea. And that gives us Maureen Galeski or Gale Sky, either or. Maureen is loyal, which is good. That gives us 10% less salary expectations, which is fantastic for me. That's absolutely going to work. And basically, with Maureen here, you can be trained, which I think is going to be important. The problem is, I don't know what I need to train you in. So let's take a little bit of a look at our expedition map. We are going to be going to space, obviously, space exhibit and whatnot. And I think what I want here, what do I want here? That's the real question. I wouldn't be against just these regular celestial cells. The thing is, I just need one thing, and we're displaying things from 4 exhibits. We do have the option of coming over here and basically discovering some new things, which I'm not against doing. I might, let's do it. Let's unlock this thing and take a look at the expedition. So as long as no one goes missing in action, I don't really care too much about what happens here. If we autofill this, we are, we can send you, which removes this event, which is great. If we train you, I mean, we have an injury, we have helicopter damage, expedition time. I think this is fine. Although I would like, I think, to train, you know what? It's fine. Let's just do this. We can send some cargo. We'll get some additional XP. That seems fine. We'll see what we get back from this. It's 57 days, which is a pretty long time, but honestly, I'm sort of okay with that. And I guess we should go in here with some more decorations just to prepare the space for space, basically. So we'll put some of these banners in here. What way do I want to do this? Do I want to put them like here? That seems silly. I actually haven't thought too much about where the banners should go. And I'm now realizing that that could be a problem because I don't know where the banners should go. This is, does that look, well, they're not in the same place at all. Let me try moving you a little bit to there. That looks interesting is what it looks. We'll change it out for this because that looks kind of cool. And I guess we can put like another couple of things in here. I don't really know what they're going to want because obviously different decorations for different exhibits, but putting some stuff in here just to boost the space decoration seems like a smart idea. So that's kind of what I'm doing. Anyway, with these decorations in here, it's nothing too crazy, nothing too fancy. It's just right. I want to take a look at what we've got from this expedition. Of course, we have an injury, which is totally fine. It is a space teleporter, and it's epic as well, which is fantastic. So this is going to go into this space over here. And there we go. We have the exhibits from 4 different themes thing already, which is fantastic news. I want to say that this thing can just live right back here for now. It is fully decorated. It is wanting to be near a space gibbon generator decoration to get its maximum buzz. Do we have a space gibbon generator? I honestly have no idea. I do not know that we have one of those. I am assuming that we do, because we don't. I don't know what is a space gibbon generator. What is that? That's a canister. That's a display life station floating balls. That's a decal. It's a rock. That's a bollard. Star. Waterfall. These are the frogborn guys. Am I missing something? You know what? It doesn't matter. What matters is that this thing is filthy and desperately needs a science expert to look after it. So I am going to advertise for another, well, not science, but space expert, because my current space expert has, well, admittedly just arrived to sort things out. But if they get injured or they go on another expedition, this thing runs the risk of getting filthy again, which I'd like to avoid. So that's what we're going to try and avoid. We'll also just put some flooring down around this because I think it looks kind of interesting. And that gives us, well, I mean, at the very least, it gives us what we were looking for, which is the 4 different themes, which is great news. But what we also need is to turn a quarterly profit of $4,000, which apparently we're not doing, which is wild to me. Not enough bins, too much litter. That's fine. This is all crime stuff. I'm not interested in collectors. I don't care about them. Exhibit showcase, 30,000. I don't think we need it. So I think we're going to pass on the exhibit showcase as well. What I would like to do is get ourselves a Randy Sandwich, which seems, that's a fantastic name, Mr. Sandwich. What do we want to do with Randy? Oh, I forgot we had someone called Cactus Fingers. I don't know how I feel about that, but yeah, that's fine. Let's get you trained up in touring. That seems great. Maureen, I don't know what to give you. We'll give you some survey skills. That seems fine. And Randy Sandwich, we're just going to give you, I don't know. I don't know what you need. We're not going to worry too much about it is what we're going to do. I would like to go and do another expedition out here because we have an anomaly, which I'm not too interested in, to be quite honest. I don't really care for the anomaly because that's one of those things where you have to have other stuff next to it, I think. But I would like the other artifact. So we'll set this up. We'll autofill it. We're removing this event, which is great. We'll go detailed again, which is great. And I guess that's fine. We'll start the expedition. I realize I've just sent one science expert on an expedition and the other one to training, but hopefully that'll be fine. And hopefully I can go in here very quickly and add some info displays, because it turns out I totally forgot to do that. So let's do a wall info display there and there, which is probably fine. I think that kind of works out. We could do it sort of in here as well. Can I get this guy in here? Is that ooh, that is an option. Oh, that is an option. That's I kind of like that. I'm going to be honest. I like this idea a lot. I think that's very, very cool just to have that big curvy sort of wall thing right there. I don't love it from that side, but I do love it from this side. Oh, and wouldn't you know, Randy got injured this time. That's totally fine. What have we got? We have the pressure pod anomaly, which needs a square, triangle, and thing, which is frustrating. That's, it's not what I was looking for. It is an exhibit, which I guess is fine. It just would be nice if I could, you know, get something else in here. This thing's also absolutely huge. Good Lord. Items are going to be blocked by this as well, which is kind of a problem, specifically this guy, so we'll get rid of it. I mean, I guess this thing looks cool. It's certainly intimidating, which is what it said it was gonna be. I suppose we'll just put some info displays on these back walls so that people can kind of read about whatever we got going on in here, and we'll just see what happens is what we're going to do. We do have some people complaining about a lack of energy as well, which I don't love. So maybe putting a vending machine back in here wouldn't be such a bad idea. I don't love the idea of it right in the middle of an exhibit, but it'll make people happy, which is kind of what I'm looking for. And I think we'll also go ahead with some space benches in here. I think that's probably a solid idea, so people can kind of just sit, relax, and just have a good time. Just sit and look at the slab. Also, there are just a wild number of people in here. There's a lot of people wanting to see space. So I will say, I don't entirely understand what's going on at the moment, because we are losing quite a bit of money, which is not good. We are at negative $3,369 every quarter, which is kind of a problem. Monthly profit right now is minus 3,801. So again, I don't entirely understand how we are losing so much money. I am noticing that a lot of the donation bins are sitting full for a while, which makes me wonder if maybe we don't have enough security to go around and actually collect donations in a good amount of time. Like this one has $2,700 in there, which is a good amount of money. I don't know if it matters how quickly we collect it. As long as it doesn't sit full, I think we're okay. So it's really, really tricky to know what exactly is going on there. I do kind of also wonder if maybe it would be worthwhile going and setting up some tours around here. Like we've got multiple security guards walking through here and not collecting donations. There we go. So we finally collected it. I do wonder if tours would maybe be the option. Like we have a tour that runs through here. It goes to the botany stuff, which is fine. I don't know if we need it to go. Wait, how many botany things what is this tour doing? Hold on, set up tour. Go there. Hold on, there's multiple. Hold on a minute. You need to go there, and then you go there, which is great, and then you come back and go there. Like there's a few exhibits in there that we could be going to that we're not going to. So that's gonna be that tour, and that's fine. We could do a little scary tour of those exhibits. We have quite a few prehistory exhibits across here. This will be quite a long tour. We have this one as well. What was this? Oh, that's someone taking a selfie with that thing. Oh, it's the Han Solo and Carbonite reference. Okay. We have a couple of things down here as well. We have these guys in this corner we could play with. We could do the stuff in here. I do kind of wonder if tours are maybe the option here. Also looks like this one. Yeah, this one's not going to this guy. So let's have that be the first stop, because I feel like that makes the most sense. Go there, and then down to this guy, which seems totally fine. And then if I was to add another thing to this, does that make it too long? Decoration fine, length perfect, good. Length is still perfect, going out to the shell phone, which is great. If I added this, length becomes great. Okay. So that's gonna be that little tour. I'm totally fine with that. Could it go here? Length bad. Okay, we're not going to be going to that honeyed bee. That's fine. So that's a slightly longer tour as well. Oh, we are making money now. Okay, this is progress. This is good. We did also lose an exhibit down here, which I don't love, but it is what it is. It's totally fine. What is this guy doing? So you were going here, here, here. Oh, you're hitting all of those. How long is that tour? Length is great. Okay. I'm fine with that. Length being great is great. A tour up this way could potentially be amazing as well. Like a tour of the Frozen exhibits seems like a really good time and kind of like a no-brainer. So I think what we're going to do, I'm hoping this doesn't mess with things too much, is take out these decorations. Doesn't look like it had any issues. And then I'm just going to put this guy right in here is what we're going to do. I'm thinking we spin it around. I'm thinking we put it right about here. And I'm wondering if I can put a little fence behind it. Is that an option that we have for this space? Just like this guy right back here. And it does sort of block it a little bit, which is fine. We can move this forward. Actually, we only need to move it forward a tiny bit, which is great. Nope, needs to go forward a little bit more. Right to about there is good. And then what we'll do is set this up as a prehistory thing. It is going to go to all of these exhibits, which is perfect and perfect. It is just above 4 stars, which is also great. I don't think I'm missing anything in there. Can I go down there? Makes it great. You know what? Take this out. Everything about it is perfect. We'll confirm that. We're losing a ton of money again, which is to be totally expected. But this should be a really great tour for that space. And so hopefully that's going to result in just a little bit more money, which is what we're looking for. Hopefully that also means that my security guys can get around here and do some good stuff as well. That's kind of the other big deal, is making sure that security actually collects the money. Now, a little something I'm noticing, especially in this area, is that we have guests with a complaint. They want a drink. Okay. So in that case, I want to come in here and I want to put down some vending machines. We're going to put a palpitation machine right there, and down this way, I'm going to take away this little info display, and we are going to put a morsel man machine right about there. That way they can get some food, they can get something to drink. Hopefully that makes life a little bit easier in the botany space, which is what we're looking for. And I suppose, while we're on the topic of botany, I wonder if it would be worth going out and seeing if we can get ourselves another botanical exhibit. I don't for the life of me remember exactly where we get them from. I want to say it's over here, which it looks like it absolutely is. This is an obstruction that we can clear out. Interesting. And we can totally do it. We have all the people needed for it. Down here we have both of those. I think we have the stinky plant. I think have this as well. I think we're going to clear out this obstruction. This seems like a great idea. The only thing I want to avoid is someone going missing in action. So do we have anyone that can do that? It doesn't look like it. Do we? Okay, so we're going to want someone with whatever trait this is, which is plant camouflage. Okay, that's doable. I think Florian Brisket, we're going to have to train you, is what we're going to have to do. So if we look at my experts, we're looking for Florian here. So you don't get trained in plant camouflage. Who does get trained in plant camouflage? Is it a janitor? It is not. Is it security? It is not. That's not who I'm looking for. So you don't get interesting. Who do I need to train? It's not a training thing. It's an item, isn't it? Is it an item? It might be an item. Oh, that's not what I want to do. That's rotating the camera. I want to double check. Is plant camouflage something that I need to make, or is it a training thing? It is needed. It is presumably something we need to make. It absolutely is, which requires, oh boy, it is going to require mulch, which means I need to get a botany exhibit and I need to get rid of said botany exhibit. And that's going to require the mulch-o-matic, which needs metal and whirly-cogs. And to get metal and whirly-cogs, I need a science expert who I can send. Oh my God, there's a lot of steps involved in that. There's a lot of steps involved in that. Oh man, I could get the robo janitors. That would be kind of fun. That would be kind of fun here, but I don't know if, well, actually, now that I think about it, how many janitors do I have? Because half of my problem with making money or not making money is we have 8 janitors. What if we didn't have 8 janitors? What if they were all robots? I don't think we're going to do that, but it would be interesting if they were all robots. I suppose. Oh man, do I really want to go and get a science exhibit just to turn things into mulch? We don't really have room for a science exhibit. That's the thing, but we are also losing an absolute ton of money. So I need to do something. You know, I've got to say, it is slightly frustrating that I didn't realize I needed science that little bit sooner, because I could have turned this corner into a science corner. Although in saying that, we only have one exhibit in this hallway over here. So what if we did this over on the other side? What if we turned this into a little science hallway as opposed to a prehistory hallway? Which, I mean, to do that, I'm going to have to find somewhere for this guy. This is going to have to go somewhere else. I'm not really too sure where it's going to go, although I think I've spotted a little area that we could move this to. I am thinking we can maybe get this thing to live just up this way. It's not going to be the most pretty of layouts, but it's what we're going to try. In fact, I might try and put this thing in that corner because I think that's going to be a little bit better for me. Yeah, I think that's going to be the way to go. So we'll go ahead and just start moving some floors around a little bit here to try and make this make sense, which that doesn't necessarily, but it'll do. How is it looking for here? It does have the hanging amber. Decoration in here kind of sucks, which totally makes sense. Totally agree. The decoration in here kind of sucks a little bit, but that's all right. Did I have anything underneath it over here? Of course I did. Okay, well, let's delete all the stuff we don't need. Can I get these lamps? I totally can, which is great. And then I guess what we'll do is a little bit more decoration in the same vein just over here. So wooden wall torches, we'll do 1, we'll do 2. We'll do some over here as well, even though they don't do anything for this guy. We can do the usual with this underneath the exhibit, just to really boost that decoration the way I always do. How's it looking? Still 4 out of 5. Okay, what else can we do to it? Just very quickly to bump it up a little bit. We could do some jungle walls back there, which I'm not against, although they don't really go together very well. So we'll just do some vines. I think that looks completely fine. It's up to 5 of 5, which is great. It has an info stand over here, which is great. I think the only thing I'd like to do is maybe, do I want to do a giant donation stand in here? I kind of do, honestly. I think there is fine for a donation stand. I think this one can go away, which is completely okay. It's not the nicest layout, but it works, and that's kind of all I need it to do. We're also making money, which is great, a little bit. We also, wait, did I just hear the words "a thief has stolen an exhibit"? What just got stolen? How did this get stolen? It is in the middle of the, oh my God, security sucks in here. Oh, my security sucks. That is rough. They also haven't sent me anything about, you know what, give me this. I don't even remember where I used to put these. Oh, I put them here, don't I? I don't know what to do about security. I guess more cameras or more security guards, but we're not making enough money to really warrant that. So I kind of don't want to do that. It seems like a really bad idea. I think what we'll do is we'll just go over here and I'm going to put some walls into this space. So this needs to go away. This needs to exist. And then I need a door for science. Maybe a security archway. I mean, that's one way. I need something that's like science-y looking, which I guess the security archway kind of is. The problem, I realize, is it doesn't fit with that giant chungus of an exhibit right there unless I put the door offset, which I really don't want to do. So I might not have an archway here, which would be really unfortunate because I like to separate my exhibits, but I think we're just gonna have to do this, which is, like I said, a little bit unfortunate, but I think it's just the way we're gonna do this. That is, unless I put the wall back here, which I don't love. Not a huge fan of that. I think it looks a little bit terrible. But I mean, can I find, what is this? This is prehistory. Can I find some big prehistory decoration to put in that corner that's not gonna look terrible? We have some pebbles. We have a cave wall, which I don't have access to, so that's kind of pointless. We have trees. I guess I could put like a tree in here. I could put like an ancient tree in here. I could do, I don't know, a standing tusk, I guess, just in that corner. I just need stuff. I could put a vending machine in there. Actually, a vending machine might be a better idea, now that I think about it. If it's going to let me fit a vending machine back there, that is. We have this guy, so let's do the food one. Does it? Of course it doesn't. It's so close to letting me do it. It's painfully close to letting me put a vending machine back there. All right, so I didn't want to subject you to more decoration stuff because I feel like we've done a lot of that today. So I decided it was probably for the best to just get this space sorted out a little bit with some flooring and details for the upcoming science exhibit, which is very important. I also decided to come down this way and bring that same marble floor back through here that we have everywhere else, because I realized that has been consistent in this museum pretty much everywhere except for the lobby. The only thing we've been changing is the carpet in this case. So the red carpet for prehistory, the sort of silvery stuff for, I guess, space. I mean, technically this is prehistory, but you get my point. And then in here we have the purple for the spooky stuff. I also changed this to be the darker wood because I thought that made the most sense for this guy, but for the most part, that's what we've been changing. Also, I guess this guy is a bit of an exception to that. And I'm also realizing we probably want to go in there with some botanical bins because this place is filthy. These guys are animals. We'll put some bins just there to hopefully tidy it up a little bit. We were also making money again while I was decorating all this. So I don't know, man. Money is, it's fluctuating something fierce, which I guess is fine. What is this? Ransom message. Yes, I will accept that. I would like my, I would, I would like my honeyed bee back. Thank you very much. Let's go ahead and put that guy right back where it belongs, right about there, so that everything is good. We also have the exhibit showcase done, which is fine. This guy is taking forever. We have health inspections, we have heists, we have so much going on. What are you guys complaining about? What is your problem? Wants an info stand. So these guys have info stands. There's one. No, there's two. There's one here as well. This is attached to that display. I'm just not too sure. Wait, does this have an info stand? Oh, now this guy does not have an info stand. Interesting. Let me take this out of here and let me do a little wall info stand right about there. In fact, let me take that bench out as well. We'll do 2 info stands in here, and that might make people a little bit happier with this exhibit. We might see a few fewer complaints for info stands down here, which is hopefully for the best. We have you wanting an info stand as well. Why is that? Are you connected to any info stands? Looking at it, I want to say the answer might be no. Just looking around here, it kind of looks that way. So maybe just a little info stand here wouldn't be a terrible idea. And maybe a little info stand on the other side also wouldn't be a terrible idea if we just sort of put it right kind of in the middle there. In fact, this one, I think we're just going to move to be kind of right on the ice as well. And then maybe we put some decorations around it just to, I don't know, blend it in a little bit. I don't really know what I'm doing here. We'll just do, obviously, you know, we're not going crazy with decorations again, but just something like that I think is kind of neat. So that'll hopefully give those guys, you know, what they're looking for, which I think is a little bit of information about that exhibit. This guy is connected to that one, which is great. This guy, I want to, are you connected to any info stands? Oh, you are. You're connected to that one, which is great. This, I don't think was connected to any though, which is sorted out, which is good. That's again, what we were looking for. So now we need a science expert. Oh, now this is interesting. Our science applicant is going to want 10% more salary and trains 25% slower. I don't really want to deal with that, but I also don't think I'm in a position to say no. So we are going to hire you is what we're going to do. My monthly profit is minus $5,000. Oh, I'm paying so much staff, salary stuff. It's terrible. I don't like it. Okay. Here's what we need to do. Man, we get so much we need to do. We have so much that we're trying to do. It's so much that we need to do. The Mulchomatic is going to need metal and it needs whirly cogs. I don't remember. I mean, I know we have to go on expeditions to get those things. I know that much. But what worries me is the risk that could come with it. So metal for here, whirly cogs for here. Do either of, so you could be injured, that's fine. Or you could be injured, okay. Oh, this one's just janitors as well. Okay, so this is perfect. So if that's just janitors, this one's, wait, they're both just janitors? Oh my God, I didn't. We do need the expert. To be fair, we need them to look after the exhibits, but I forgot that we didn't need, just do that. We'll just give you some bonus XP and go detailed, that's fine. We can only send out one expedition at a time, which is unfortunate. So going for detailed on this was probably a stupid mistake, but it's all right. We're getting there. Keep in mind, to get this place up to another star, we need 4 more levels. We need a higher museum rating, which we'll get there. and we need marketing. So somehow, some way, I need a marketing room. That's kind of why I want this other plot of land over here, because I can build some marketing stuff in there without taking away from the existing museum. Although, to be fair, there is a lot of space in this part of the museum that we're not using. So if I get desperate, I technically could put like a little marketing room in here. And that might not be a bad idea. That really might be the better idea here. I don't know. Let me go and open this crate. It's just going to be some metal, which is 85. Metal is fantastic. Once the helicopter comes back, we can go and get some cogs and we can do some stuff is what we can do. Let's go for this. We'll go for a safe. You know what? We'll do the 14 days. That's fine. We'll send 2 of them out. And again, hopefully everything's going to be fine. Crime report is good. Health inspection, not enough bins, too much litter. We will fix that. Exhibit showcase. I'll claim the reward. School trip, great. Monthly breakdown, profit, good. And crime, okay. We are making money again. I don't know how we're doing it, but we're making money again. Nope, never mind. I take that back. We are not making money. We are losing money again. It's the donations, man. They keep fluctuating so much. We've also gone down a level to level 25 and a half, which is deeply unfortunate. My museum rating as well is dropping something fierce. I'm not 100% sure how that's going on either, but it's fine. We have the materials that we need. Let me... Oh, we're getting vandals everywhere as well. We do need to do something about security. Let me get the mulch-o-matic because we need mulch, and we'll see what happens beyond there. I do think it might be a good idea to get us this 360 camera. So this thing, when placed, it will just rotate and see stuff. So I think a little 360 camera is definitely needed. I don't quite know exactly where, although looking at it, I want to say replacing that hologram thing with a 360 camera might not be a bad idea. It really might not. Or we could just do this guy in the middle of the floor, which seems a bit silly. I think at the very least, I do want to get a camera in here. So I'm going to put a camera here. So it's just looking over that entire space, which I think is great. We did have a vandal hit some of these info stands at one point, but admittedly, we actually don't have a camera in here. We have this little security checkpoint thing, but that's not really what I'm looking for. I honestly want to say putting a camera in here might be the better idea. So I think that's what we're going to do is we're just going to put a camera here so it's always being watched, or at least almost always being watched. It looks like most of the cameras are being watched on the regular, which is great. I don't think we need a camera in here because you can't get into this space without going through this security door or that security door, although you can get in here. So I think a camera up here is definitely needed. So let's do, I want to say a little camera right about there is probably for the best. Maybe 2 of them would be a bit of an idea. Although is this too far away? No camera room in range. Oh no. I don't want to have to build another camera room. We don't really have room for another camera room is the problem. Oh, okay. That makes things slightly complicated, but we'll figure it out is what we'll do. At the very least, we have more cameras down here, which is great. We also did just get the mulch-o-matic, which is a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be. Oh my God, that thing is huge. I am kind of thinking we might have to edit this building. I've been really enjoying the symmetry of this building this entire time, and it's a little out of character for me to, you know, want to do away with symmetry in a building, but I also don't want to have that thing in the middle of the corridor, so sure, we'll expand the building it's what we're gonna do here, and we'll just put this floor out here. We'll put all of this in here, and that'll be fine. We'll go ahead and get the mulch-o-matic, which is going to live right in the middle of this floor. That means we can have the science expert come over here and do their thing. And now we need a botany exhibit that we can throw in there so that we can get mulch. That's, that's the entire point of what we're doing here. We'll also put some info stands here because I think that's probably fair enough. We can do, I'm going to do donation bins just across the way because it's just sort of out of the way and it looks kind of cool. And I guess we'll throw some decorations around this guy the way we always do. So we'll put a nice little banner here. We will put a nice little banner just over this way as well, which gives us still decoration level 1, which is to be expected, to be completely fair. We'll do a little light down in this corner because I think that'll look great and that'll look great, which gives us still level 2, which again, totally fine. We'll do some pipes just at the back here. I think that looks kind of neat. And you know, all things considered, I think this looks fine. It is a decent little exhibit. It's going to serve a purpose that we desperately need. And I'm also realizing that this is all just so I can get another botany exhibit to fill up this space. I do think more exhibits are good though. To be fair, I think more exhibits are pretty useful because it's going to bring different people to the museum with different interests. And that's going to mean that they're going to donate, and that's probably important. We could do spa point 3, for example. We don't have the metal for it, but it's not the worst thing in the world. The sprinkler pump. I mean, it is an exhibit. We have the Judgment Clouder 2, which again, these guys they do different things. They have different purposes and whatnot. So despite the fact that these things I think have buffs to them for other exhibits and guests and whatnot, I'm just interested in them as exhibits themselves. So I think that's kind of where I'm at. I think we want to go out and maybe get more metal and just build some of these and hope for the best. So let's set up another expedition. We'll go here. We will autofill it as per usual. We will give you details in the expedition journal. We'll get that started, get some metal, and like I said, just gonna hope for the best. All right, so with this crate back, we get ourselves a bunch of metal, which we will claim. We will go over here, start a project, and I'm thinking sprinkler, spa, I don't care which. We'll go for the spa point 3 because that seems good. And I guess while that's going on, we should probably go out and get ourselves any kind of botany exhibit because we need to turn it into mulch. So we will set up this expedition, which is looking fine. Illnesses are not great. It would be nice to avoid those. If we had a survey scanner, we could avoid those. Unless we have a botany. What about you? We avoid this one. Okay. So a survey scanner is ideal. The problem is that we're already making something in here. So I think we're just going to have to deal with the fact that someone might get ill and we might need to send them for treatment. That's totally fine. That's just the way it's going to be. So we'll set this up. Like I said, we'll go for you. I guess that gives us a plus 50% here, which I'm fine with. As long as no one's going missing, I don't really care. We will give you bonus XP as well, because I think that's probably for the best. And we will start this expedition. Doesn't matter what we get. It is going into the mulcher, and it's going to be fine. We're also finally down below $800,000, which I don't know about you, but that is terrifying. I really don't like that since we started here today, we have lost probably about 125, maybe $150,000 in this museum, despite the fact that we're adding more exhibits. That's really, really terrifying. We also have vandals everywhere. I honestly do think part of it is, my security maybe sucks. They might just not be getting around all that well. It also looks like this one is tired, or there's what's wrong with you? You are hungry. Do I not have enough staff rooms? Is that maybe the problem? Like, I have a staff room down here, but I wonder if I need another one. There's also I mentioned there's new objects in staff rooms. There is a microwave, which is apparently really, really good for their food stats. And then the staff desk, I guess, is just for bonus XP. I don't really know. It is really frustrating that we're losing so much money, though. I really not too sure what to do about that right now, but we'll figure it out, I guess. Okay, so in other news, we do, at the very least, have the Spa Point exhibit available. So it's going to live right back there. It is maxed out across the board, which I love. The Mulch-O-Matic's on fire. That's great. How did this happen? Well, at least we have a janitor coming to deal with it. That's good, I suppose. That's, yeah, that's fine. We do have our botany exhibit. Someone did get sick there, which is good. This thing is pristine. Send that to our inventory. Do we have we already have a pristine one. Okay. In that case, mulch is what you're going to become. Absolutely going to become mulch. And I suppose I now need to remember how exactly to deal with someone that is sick, because for the life of me, I don't quite remember. This is prehistory XP. That's the primordial soup kitchen. Isn't one of these for dealing with sickness? God, I don't remember. It's been a minute. Oh, there's what we're looking for. Remedial springs. Let's get this set up. We actually have, well, you've got broken face, but you've got irritable bowel, which, yeah, we want to get you dealt with. So we'll go ahead and send you out and deal with your irritable bowel as quickly as we possibly can, because that sounds deeply uncomfortable for, well, honestly, everybody. For everybody involved, that just does not sound like a good time. Now, it looks like we're going to have some mulch, which is fantastic news. So if we look over here, we are losing we're losing so much money. We want the plant camouflage is what we're looking for. So we'll get this started up. We are going to need a janitor to deal with this. So we'll send you over and see how that goes. We can also upgrade this thing, which we'll do at some point. But once we get the plant camouflage, we can go and get rid of that obstruction and potentially get more botany exhibits, which will let me fill out potentially this little space, which is ultimately what I'm looking for. That's, it's literally that. I'm losing a bunch of money. The museum kind of sucks. It doesn't suck. It's a great museum. It's almost level 27. It's just, I think it's not the museum that sucks. I think it might be me in this situation, because the museum rating is, it was at like 90 something at one point. I don't know. I really don't know. Let's satisfy pay requests to make my staff a little bit happier. I can't afford to pay them as it is, but you know what? That's fine. All right, so let's just set this thing up. Let's take the plant camouflage. That way no one's going missing. This looks fine by me. We're going to have a bit of bonus XP. This is going to clear things out. 30,000, 60 days. Let's start that expedition. It's going to get me a little something that we didn't have before, which is great. And I guess over here, I mean, we have science, right? We have people coming in here to have a look at some science, which is exciting. It would be nice to put more stuff in this space. I think that would be a pretty good idea, but that's fine. We're doing all right. Does that thing does connect to this guy, which is great. So we're doing all right on that front. I do wonder, do we have the parts necessary to make like another science exhibit? Can we make this guy? We totally can. Let's make the sprinkler. It's another exhibit, which is what we're looking for. We'll send this guy over to work on it, and all should be good. It's going to be a third science exhibit. Hopefully that helps us make more money. I am kind of thinking that marketing might not be a terrible idea, but man, we can't afford all that. We really can't afford all that. If we have a look and we search for a marketing office, it's 11,000. It needs to be a 2x2. I want to say, man, this is rough. We're in a really rough spot. I don't like it. I really don't. Let's get rid of this. Let me do some editing to this building. We're going to do a little room right here. And I would like to do a little room right here, which apparently I can do. All right, we're going to do this one. That's fine. And then in that space is going to be a little marketing office. So it's going to live right here. We'll do the door. We could do the door in the middle. I don't know how efficient that's necessarily going to be. So we'll go for there, because I think that makes sense. And then for the marketing office, I know this is essential. So can this go? It can go right there, which is fine. We can do the drawing board, I guess, over this way in the corner. We could do another marketing desk just in case. Oh no, you can only do one of those in there. Okay, in that case, the drawing board is going to go right there. The planning board, can I squeeze it in next to it? Apparently I can. Okay, this guy can move over. The planning board is going to live in that corner. We have the ideas board. Oh, we have so many boards. Okay, does it want to live here? I think it wants to live there. I think that's a pretty good spot for it. In fact, right there, so we have all of the boards. Yeah, that's a really productive looking corner, I guess. That's what we're looking for. We'll get some shelves. We'll get this guy absolutely nowhere, apparently. Maybe I can move the shelves. Can the shelves live back here? Can they live next to the door? No, that's unfortunate. I do want notice boards. I do like a good notice board. All right, so this is going to be our marketing space, which is completely fine. I want to say that it's an assistant that can work in there, right? Now, the question I have is, what are you doing? So Donald is, well, you want training. You're working in a gift shop at the moment. Do I want to move you into marketing, or do I want to hire somebody that can do marketing? If I train you, this is required for you to work in there. I want to say we just hire someone that can just be trained immediately to do marketing. So we're going to get Ross Bogg is who we're going to go for. And Ross is going to be trained for marketing pretty much instantly. And also, while we're at all of that, let's go ahead and put a sprinkler pump in here so that we have another exhibit in that space, which again is hopefully maybe going to bring us a little bit of money. Now this thing, if I remember right, it can improve. I don't think it improves the quality of botany exhibits, but it can water them. I'm not really too worried about putting that in there. I just want this thing as an exhibit. I want it as something people can go and look at, and that's basically what's important to me. Now this guy is nearly done with his marketing training. So we're going to go through and say that you basically do nothing. And then once you're done with that training, we can hopefully say that that is all you're going to do. Because one of the criteria to, I guess, get the 3rd star for this museum is to have a bunch of professors visit the place from marketing campaigns. So now that you're done with that, can I tell you to just do marketing? I totally can. So you're going to go live over there. And then I guess what we want to do is figure out a marketing campaign specifically for professors, which is 5,000, which I don't love. If we went for an elaborate one, it's 10,000. Let's just give this a shot. Professors are attracted to the museum for something very specific, but we'll see if this works. We need to bring 25 of them in here through marketing. If we can do that, we're at level 27. Museum rating, we'll figure it out. I'm pretty sure the garbage isn't helping. There's one. We're going to do it. We're going to be okay. It's what we're going to be. We might not be making much money. In fact, we're losing a lot, but we're going to be okay. All right. So this episode is definitely going on for a little bit longer than I planned it to, but I'm just really glad to be playing this game again. We do have Chomper Jungle available, which is fantastic news. This is going to get me some man-eating plants, which is great. I am just missing some required staff or qualifications for this expedition. So a botany expert needs survival skills is what we need. So if we go back and have a look at my staff and we look at my experts, none of my botany experts can be trained right now, which is really unfortunate. Let me give you more money to make you a little bit happier. We need to level you up is what we need to do. So Camilla Desert, we need to get you out in some expeditions to get you some XP. So let's just do some very basic botany expeditions. We can throw the exhibits into mulch if that's a thing that we decide we want to do. We do have some dinosaur bones down here as well, but I think what I'd like to go for is this. So we want to send Camilla. We want to go for bonus XP. You are probably going to get sick, but that's fine. If I sent out the, if I sent the survey scanner, that would be good as well, but we'll just go for detailed. In fact, we'll just go for this, and that'll be 30 days. It's not going to be enough XP to get Camilla leveled up, but that should be fine. Now, I will say we are still losing a bunch of money. The amount of money we're losing seems to be getting less and less. So I'm hoping we're going to turn this around some way or another. Staff wages are obviously still increasing, but I'm hoping we can find a spot here where I can make this work. The museum rating is 75%. It's hovering around there. We are attracting professors through marketing, which is great. If we can get level 30, that would be perfect. We would manage to get the 3rd star here without needing to get that other plot, which I'm gonna be honest, as much as I want that other plot, I ain't convinced we're gonna get it. I've got to be honest with you. I am not convinced we're gonna get it. I don't know if I can turn this place around. I really don't know about that. I'm wanting to. I'm hoping I can. I have my doubts, man. I really do. I'm really not convinced that I can turn this museum into a profitable thing, and I'm not sure why. And that's upsetting. Just to be clear, it's upsetting, it's frustrating. What do you mean we lost an exhibit? How? How did they steal a giant foot? At the very least, we do have another one of these guys, which is fine. I am totally fine with that. We can place it. I'm pretty sure the one we have is already pristine. The one we have actually is not as good as this one we just got. So you know what? Place it there. Let me grab you, and you are going to go into the Mulchomatic because you might as well. And then this one is going to go in here because this one is actually that little bit better. So we'll just shuffle it right to about that spot, which is great. That's hopefully going to cheer people up. This again, right here, seeing these full donation bins really makes me think that it's a staffing issue. It really does. I had to go in here, for example. I got rid of the chairs that were in the middle of the space and I put a large donation stand in there, and it is full. It is just sitting there full. I've seen the donation stands in the corners of this room be full as well. I don't want to say that I need to hire more security to deal with the problems that we're seeing, but I almost want to hire more. How many security guards do we have? We have 9. Let's hire one more. Let's bring that up to 10. And that should be fine. We could go for you with surveillance skills, which I'm not against. We could go for you for the camera room as well. That might not be a terrible idea, because at the very least, it means that whenever the guy that does the cameras goes on break, then I guess someone can come and deal with it. I think that's what we're gonna do. I think we're gonna see how that goes. We'll see if that turns things around a little bit. Anyway, I think we can leave it there for today. Looking at the whole museum from out here, it really looks like we haven't done much, but I feel like we've been juggling a couple of little things. We got some new exhibits in here, which is great. The museum is technically busier than it's ever been, although we're still losing money, which isn't really great. If you've got any ideas, if I'm missing anything, it is entirely possible I'm missing something super obvious with this museum, and that's why we're losing money. If we have, staff, I mean, we probably do have staff that aren't doing anything. We don't really send out any prehistory expeditions anymore, and we have a lot of prehistory experts. But we also have a lot of prehistory exhibits and tours. So I guess I might want to do the math on how many of those we need. Maybe we don't need as many as we have. It could be the same with botany or anything. I do think there's something to be said, though, for my security guards not collecting donations. Even from here, we can see that in the Ice Age exhibits, that big donation bin in the middle is pretty full. So I think there's something there. Maybe we need to look at zones for my security guards and assign them that way so that they're actually staying on top of things. I'm not too sure. Let me know in the comments if you've got any ideas. I would certainly appreciate it. I also want to, I don't want to apologize for a super long episode, but also apologies for a super long episode, and also for it being ages since the last one. If you've not been keeping up with my socials and some of the airport CEO stuff that I've done, or the Synergy video from a week or two ago, I have been super sick, like really genuinely super sick. There were days I couldn't talk. There were days I was just having constant coughing fits. It was a really bad time. Still not 100%, but definitely getting there, which is why we're back to videos. Either way, I appreciate your patience and kind words and all that stuff. People have been very kind, and well, yeah, patient over the last few weeks, which I absolutely love. So thank you very much for that. And thank you very much for watching this video. That is going to do us for today. It has been an absolute pleasure as always. And as always, I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.